welcome back to my channel. Today we are making strawberry mousse. So I already have my 4 eggs in here. I am going to be adding the sugar when it gets up to the level that it needs to be at before I can start adding it. And then I did 1 cup of strawberries chopped up. So while we're waiting for this to get this started, I'm going to add some more light. There we go. And so the mousse that we are using today, what is going to be so let me just turn it this way. So we are going to be using a raspberry mold, a teddy bear mold, and a cookie mold. And you want to make sure you have your spatula, your sugar, and your 4 eggs. So let me go ahead and add in those 2. So you want to make sure your strawberries are nice and chopped like so. So what I'm going to start doing now is adding in the sugar. You want to make sure you have 1.5 cup of sugar. You want to make sure you add it in very slowly like so. Let me zoom out. Look at the camera. So want to make sure you add it gradually, not at once, so you don't pick up any powder or anything from it. And when you're all set, when you're all done with these, you will have to make sure that they go in the freezer and set for 4 hours before you add the outer shell to it. So I'm going to add a little bit more now. Why is my camera going in and out? Okay. I'll go like that. As you can see, I'm pouring it little by little. And as you can see, it's starting to foam up. Let me just add a little bit more now. Alright. So go ahead. So as you're done adding that in, just set that to the side. And let me move up the speed a little. Can you guys see? So I have 10 speeds. I'm gonna move this up just 1. Right about there. Okay. So now it's going to be picking up a lot faster, but I don't want to have it too fast because it might make it fall. So what I'm going to do is turn the camera back around. Okay. And so while that's doing that, I already chopped up the strawberries, so that's good. I don't think I need any food coloring for these. So that's fine with that. I'm still here. I'm just trying to get coloring out. Maybe a bit of strawberry coloring like that. am going to enhance the flavor of the strawberry flavoring. I'm not going to use a lot. I'm only going to use like a drop. Why is it doing that? Alright, so. Alright, there you go. That's good with that. Guys, if you have any questions or you want to say anything in the chat, just put it in there and I'll respond to it. Okay. Hello, thank you for joining. Okay. So I had added in my color to it. So this is what it looks like right now, as it's still missing. I might turn it down a notch. That way it won't go all the way up. So there we go. So you want to make sure you... This thing is not old, but still rarely... Let's try it now. Okay. Hello. I'm making strawberry meringue. Oh. And you want to be careful because it can get on your fingers, the food flavoring. So now, while it's going, I'll put you guys there. And what is it? Okay. So, I am making strawberry meringue. And okay. So while I'm having that ready to go, I am going to take my strawberries out and make sure they're all the right size and consistency that I need to use. They're the right consistency and size. So I will grab my mat, take them out of the cup, like so. Alright, all the water's clear that. Grab me a spoon. Take these out like so. Get the rest of these out quickly. I could use my spatula, but I use this one. I might need this later, so put that there. And you grab me this one. So I am getting ready to cut up my strawberries. Can you guys see? Hold on just a sec. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cover up the camera. So, I am going to cut up my strawberries, like so. Trying to make sure you guys can see. So right here. So this one is good. I'm just going to chop them up in smaller sizes. That way you can easily break them down even more. So I'm going to I'm cutting my strawberries while I'm waiting for that to get ready. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can put them in the chat. But guys, make sure that they're not anything that are mean or anything like that. Because we also have those kids in the audience as well. You want to make sure you have it. You want to make sure you're being very careful because it's very easily you can cut your fingers while doing this. Just take your time. There's no rush. You don't have to make them like really small or really like small. Just make sure you have them chopped up enough to where they can be used. So they will easily be chopped like this right here as I'm doing. Alright. Chop that right there, and there, and there. And chop this one. So you want to make sure you have all your big pieces like this one and tiny pieces. If not, well, not really tiny, but enough to where it won't get. Just make sure you're not really big pieces. I'm going to chop this one in half like so. You don't have to use a small knife. You can also use a big knife. Depends on how small you want them and how much you want to chop at once. So you want to make sure you're being very careful not to cut your fingers. As I am doing right here. I'm going to check on my... Okay, that's looking good. So I gotta chop these up real quick and then add them in. So those ones are good. So I'm just basically looking for the big ones to make sure they're all chopped up and ready instead of having them big chunks in there. Alright. That's my little puppy you hear in the background. He may not sound small, but he actually is. Alright, so these strawberries are ready to go. So what I'm going to do is do that one, these last ones real quick. Well, not really quick, but same concept of making them smaller. Alright, so now that my okay. Put that there. Let me turn this off. Alright, so my strawberries are, so the whipping cream is ready. But now what I'm going to do is start to add in the strawberries. Actually, I do it this way to make it much easier on me. Is adding it in through the cup. That way I won't make much of a mess. Alright, let me just add these in like so. So you don't want to add them all at once. You want to add them in like at different portion times. Well, different spots. Not portion times. At different slot areas. Make sure the other ones get mixed in very well with it. Alright. Last handful. Put it on this one here. Alright. So now, what I'm going to do is put those in the cup and wash my hands because I got a lot of strawberry stuff on my hands. And it's very sticky, so let me get that off. Alrighty. Hold on, puppy. Guys, just a second. I gotta go take care of my puppy. I'll be right back. Hello, everyone that just joined. Hi. Oh. Good boy. Come on in. You want your treat? Alright, so now I'm gonna wash my hands again, and then I'll start incorporating the strawberries. Alright. Okay, so now we are going to start adding in the strawberries little by little. I'm going first. Okay. So first I am going to use my kitchen mixer to add them in. Don't mean to slam that down again. Like so. And so while those are getting mixed in, I'm going to make sure I have everything else ready, which I believe I do. I have my silicone mats ready. So that's already. And I'm going to give this time to mix in a little bit more because they are mixed, but I'm going to give it a little bit more of a second. And then I'm going to start adding in, you guys see because it's kind of going in and out, I'm going to add in the other half. So I'm going to make sure that I have it on medium and then move it up to a high. Alright, so yeah, I see the strawberries coming up. So give those a few minutes to mix in. I don't want to have it on too high because I mean, excuse me, because I don't want to make anything fall. Okay. Alright. Alright, so that should be set right there. I'm going to add a little bit more strawberries. Hold on. Because there's a lot of strawberries. Oops, sorry. So after I add all of the strawberries I have in my cup, I'm going to take it off of the mixer and then try to mix it by hand some more and then start pouring it into the molds. Alright. Oh, I can smell the strawberries. They smell really good. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit more. Let me turn it down just a smidge. Alright. I don't want to over mix it. Let me see how the mix is looking. Good. Okay. So, on that note, I'm going to do it a little bit slow because I want to add in the rest, but I don't want to over mix it. So, I'm going to do it that way. And, how am I going to do this here? Can I fit you guys right here? Alright. So trying you guys to turn it this way so you guys can see the mix. And I'm going to get the scoop out the last bit. Once that goes in, I will take it off of the mixer and stir it, make sure it's all nice and mixed in. Alright. Alright, that's all of them. So I don't need that anymore. There. Alright. So you don't want to over mix it either. I'm just going to give that a few minutes to get in there and all worked into the mix. Whoa, okay, too fast. I try to keep mine on a level 4. Between 4 and 6 actually. So I don't over mix or go really fast. And I don't over mix. Alright. So I believe that it is ready. So I'm going to turn this off. Take this up. Perfect. So it's a stiff peak. I would like to do some more, but I know if I do, it might over fluff it and mess it up. So the moment of truth. I don't like doing this. This is not my favorite part. Give me just a sec. Oh, okay. Oh, that worked. Okay. Give me just a second, guys. Oh, that looked good. Maybe 1 more minute will do for it, because it don't look like it's quite there yet. So I'm not gonna have it on much longer. Just trying to make sure it's nice and fluffy and ready. The one right there. Give it like a little pulse. Yeah, it's ready. So when you see this, that means it's ready. Then you put this back over here before it falls off and make a lot of a mess. So scoop that off like so. All right. Oh, jeez. Give me just a second and I'll bring it right over so you guys can see. Hi, Sonic. If I can get this off. All right. I think I made it. There we go. I had made it a little bit too tight there for a sec. Let me do that. All right. So now, this is what it looks like when it comes out. And what I'm going to do next is grab a piping bag and have it go in there and then pipe it out into my mix. So just a second. And when you're done, when you're using this or doing this recipe, you want to make sure that you leave it in the refrigerator for maybe about 3 or 4 hours or so, maybe. So it can, oh, my nose. So it can stiffen up. Oh, let me drop the tip. All right, that should be good. So you want to make sure you have a cup to use so you can pipe it out. So give me just a second. Let me make sure this is all set. Okay. So now, let me begin putting it into the bowl. Alright, I think that's all that it's going to be able to fit in there. So I don't want to over add any of it. Which way down? Oh, yeah, right there. Okay. Alright, well, put that right there. So the first one I'm going to start with, let me move you guys over here so you guys can see. The first one I'm going to start with, oh, crazy phone camera. Let me back you guys up so you guys can see without being. Alright. Hold on, let me get this mess up. I forgot to get. Alright, so that's clean there. Well. Alright, so you want to make sure you have a piping bag and start piping it in like this. Then do the same thing for the other side. In there. And then right about there. And then here. It's okay if you do too much, that will be fine. And then on this side here. So let me see where I get. Move that over there for a sec. Let me see where this put me with this next one. Oh yeah, that's enough for that one. What about this one right here? Alright, that's enough for that. Well, since I used up my bag, I don't need to do that. Just put that there for now. And smooth this out like so. So it can be all nice and even. And then the other half that's still in the mixing bowl, I use that for my teddy bears that I have. And then another mold that I also want to use. So I'm just going to do this, get them all even out. Try to scoot over some of the other excess that was inside the other ones so it can be even out on all of them. Alright. So I gotta clean this off real quick. Give me just a second, guys. Don't worry about the mess, just make sure you clean it up afterwards. There we go. Nice and set. Just put this here so I'm not using that anymore. Just give it a little bit of a shake so it all can come down into the same place. Okay, so that worked. And then as for these two, where's, oh, the bowl right here. So, I think I'm not going to use the spatula because, oh man, that gives a little bit too much. I am making strawberry mousse. So let me grab a small spoon and do it this way. Go with that. And smooth it out. Alright, so those are all smoothed out. So what I'm going to do now is add just a little bit to that one. And then add some that there. Put that down to there like so. I will be back on later on with this to add some chocolate to it. I think I added a little bit too much jelly, so smooth that one out there, like so. And then add that there. So have that go down there, like so. I'm going to give it a little bit of a shake. You can also use your fingers if it gets stuck on the spoon. Oh, you guys can't see. Alright, there you go. So you guys can also use the spoon, use your fingers to help you guide it in from the spoon. Like so. You will have a little bit of air bubbles, but you can easily refill, put a little bit of extra in there to fill it up. Like so. So add that there. And then put this in here. So the reason why you gotta put it in the refrigerator is so it can chill. Alright. So now, put that there. I know a lot of people use spatulas, but it works better for me to use spoons. I also use spatulas, but it's a little bit more easier for me to navigate with sometimes. So let me move that around there. And then get to my teddy bears. Alright. Smooth these out a bit. So you don't look too like a mess on the top. Well, on the bottom, since these are going to be the bottom part. So add that there. And maybe a little bit right there. Alright. So, those are done. Rinse the pan off. Alright. Little shimmy. And then put that there. And this one here. So I can make room for my teddy bears that I am working on next. So I'm going to move you guys this way. Can you guys see very well? Okay. So there you go. Oh. I thought I forgot something. Alright. Alright, add him in there. So if you have any left over, you can always put it into another mold, which I am going to do in a bit. So just spread them out like so. Add a little bit of the spoon on there, this little hole. Alright. And then add this part to this part here. That one will need a little bit more, so let me scoop it out. Alright. So look like that. And stick that in there. Even that out with the back of the spoon. Even them out. Alright. Right. So with that. Let's see how much this get me when I smooth it out. See if it's make enough. And do it go all the way through. Alright, so it went all the way in. Okay. And here we go for those. Moving this out the way. Okay. Oh, and it says I have a message that says, I'll leave that alone. And give a little shake. Should I add a little bit more to these? Because I really want to make sure. I'm just going to drop it a little bit to make sure they all get evened out and measured. Well, even out. And no spots or bumps. Alright, let me grab one more. Since I only have this amount left, I'm not going to waste that. Oh my. Let's see. I have so many options. How about, let me get this first. I did pop prints before. Let me see. Yeah, when it ruled out pop prints. And maybe some hearts. Alright, so I have my pop prints and my hearts. My hearts may take only a little bit, but still. So I'm going to start with the hearts. Let me add that in. Okay. There we go. And I'm also doing this because my last name is Hart. So, I like hearts. Alright. Oh, Okay, so that's there. Put a little bit too much on the spoon for it. Alright. So that one's ready to go. Let me smooth this one out a bit. Okay. There you go. Those ones are good. And then this one should be the very last and help me finish up because this one has a lot more to it and I can just add the rest. Oops, jeez. Get that out the way. Right there. I can't wait to see what these look like when they come out. Da, 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 da. Alright. Just like so. And then if I have any extra, I just use that for fill-in. Alright. Yeah, this is gonna last me for my whole thing. Alright. Come back to that one. Put that out the spoon. Like so. Alright. Yeah, this one's gonna help me finish. Alright. Oh. Forgot about that one. That one's a little bit more. Alright. Alrighty. Last scoop. Alright. Well, that finished up all the mix here, which is good. So, let me scoop this off the spoon, and then I am going to call what? Please stay tuned for part 2, guys, which will be later on today, when I take these out and see how they turned out. Alright. I'm just going to be here for a minute in case anybody have any questions or anything they want to ask or any suggestions they want to see me make next. So if you guys have any questions or any suggestions on what you want to see me make next, go ahead and leave it in the comments. But remember, if it's not anything nice, it will not show. Okay. Thank you. I'll show you what everything looked like that we did. Ooh, excuse me, that I did today. So just a second. I got hiccups. So here go the flowers. Here go the paw prints, the teddy bears, the raspberries, and my little cookie, my little candy mold. Okay. Thank you for watching, guys. Stay tuned for part 2.